In a world of constant change and endless provocation, the strength of the human mind is tested not by what happens, but by how it responds. The Stoics of ancient Greece and Rome understood this truth deeply. To them, serenity was not found in the absence of difficulty, but in the mastery of reaction. They taught that the greatest freedom lies in the space between event and response. Within that space lives wisdom, calm, and choice. The Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, dedicated their lives to this art of response. They believed that external events hold no power over the soul, only judgment determines suffering. From this understanding arose a simple yet profound method for navigating life's challenges, the practice of pausing before reacting and questioning the nature of what is perceived. This discipline can be condensed into what may be called the Stoic Test, 3 questions that clarify the mind, dissolve emotional confusion, and restore control. These 3 questions are not rigid rules, but mirrors for reflection. They bring awareness before action and understanding before emotion. When faced with any disturbance, great or small, the Stoic test asks: 1. Is this within my control? 2. What is the best response according to reason and virtue? 3. Will this matter in the larger picture of life? Each question opens the mind to clarity, guiding it away from impulse toward composure. The first question, is this within my control, lies at the foundation of Stoic philosophy. It originates from Epictetus, who taught that some things depend upon the self and others do not. Control to the Stoics meant dominion over one's thoughts, choices, and actions, not over the world or other people. Events occur through the interplay of countless forces, nature, chance, and human behavior, all beyond command. Only the inner realm of perception and response truly belongs to the self. When this distinction is forgotten, turmoil begins. The mind attempts to govern what cannot be governed: fortune, others' opinions, outcomes of effort, and in doing so becomes enslaved by frustration. The wise, therefore, begin by separating the controllable from the uncontrollable. If something cannot be controlled, it is accepted as part of the natural order, neither good nor bad in itself. Attention is then turned to what can be shaped, the response. This simple act of discernment prevents countless unnecessary conflicts. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily of this truth. In Meditations, he wrote that external things cannot harm the soul unless permitted to. By turning inward and recognizing what belongs to one's power, the emperor freed his mind from the storms of politics, war, and betrayal. His peace was not a gift from fortune, but a product of discipline. To ask the first question is to reclaim that same discipline, to return the mind to what it can truly command, its own reason. The second question of the Stoic test follows naturally. What is the best response according to reason and virtue? Once it is clear that control lies only in action and thought, the next step is to act in alignment with principle. The Stoics defined virtue as the highest good and the only true path to happiness. Virtue meant wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, the harmony of thought and deed with nature's order. In moments of challenge, emotion often overpowers judgment. Anger, fear, and pride cloud perception, leading to choices that cause greater harm. The Stoic test interrupts this impulse. It reminds the mind to pause and consult reason before acting. The question transforms reaction into reflection. Instead of being ruled by feeling, the mind becomes guided by clarity. Epictetus compared life to a play in which the role cannot be chosen, but performance can. The wise actor does not resist the script, but performs with excellence. Similarly, the wise person responds to events not with complaint, but with integrity. If insulted, respond with calm dignity. If wronged, act with fairness. If disappointed, accept with understanding. Each response becomes an opportunity to practice virtue. Seneca described this mastery as the difference between being ruled by passion and ruling over it. Emotions are natural, but they must serve reason, not command it. The Stoics did not seek to eliminate emotion, but to guide it. Compassion, patience, and courage are emotions shaped by understanding. Anger, jealousy, and fear are emotions left ungoverned. By asking what response best reflects virtue, the mind chooses mastery over turmoil. This second question also carries a deeper wisdom, that right action matters more than outcome. Since outcomes lie beyond control, the Stoic focuses on intention and conduct. Even if results disappoint, integrity remains untouched. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that the fruit of noble action lies in the action itself, not in its reward. By choosing the virtuous path, peace follows naturally, regardless of what unfolds. The third question of the Stoic test completes the triad. Will this matter in the larger picture of life? This question brings perspective. It lifts the mind from the narrow present to the vastness of existence. The Stoics often reflected on time and mortality to gain this clarity. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that all things fade, the fame of the proud, the anger of the offended, the pain of the moment. What seems immense today becomes small when seen against the backdrop of eternity. This reflection does not diminish life's experiences, it purifies them. It reveals how much of human suffering arises from magnifying the temporary. An insult, a delay, or a setback appears unbearable only when seen without context. By asking whether something will matter a week, a year, or a lifetime from now, the mind reclaims proportion. Most disturbances lose their power when placed under the lens of time. Seneca often advised viewing life from the perspective of its end. To remember mortality, he said, is to see clearly what truly matters. Death in Stoic thought is not tragedy but teacher. It instructs the mind to value the present and release the trivial. When awareness of impermanence enters, grievances dissolve and gratitude arises. The third question, therefore, transforms urgency into patience and stress into peace. Together, these three questions form a simple but complete system of self-governance. They guide perception, emotion, and action. The first restores control to where it belongs, the self. The second aligns that control with virtue. The third ensures perspective and balance. Applied with consistency, they cultivate calmness amid any situation, from daily inconveniences to life's greatest trials. The Stoic test can be seen as a form of inner dialogue. Before reacting, the mind speaks to itself, reminding that every event is neutral until judged. This pause, brief yet powerful, turns instinct into wisdom. It replaces the fire of emotion with the light of understanding. Over time, such discipline transforms the very nature of consciousness. Life's turbulence remains, but its power to disturb fades. Marcus Aurelius practiced this discipline even as he ruled an empire beset by wars and betrayal. His writings show not a man untouched by hardship, but one who met it with reasoned calm. His method was not avoidance, but mastery. When anger arose, he examined it. When fear appeared, he questioned it. Through this self-examination, he turned each challenge into a lesson in control. The Stoic test applied daily becomes not merely a tool, but a way of life, a continual practice of awareness and wisdom. The beauty of this philosophy lies in its simplicity. No elaborate rituals or doctrines are required, only mindful questioning. The Stoic test can be applied to the smallest frustrations or the greatest losses. It asks nothing external, only inner honesty. Each question points the mind back to what is real, what is right, and what is lasting. Over time, these questions shape a new pattern of thought. Impulse becomes reflection. Anger becomes understanding. Worry becomes acceptance. The mind learns that serenity is not the result of favorable conditions, but of disciplined perception. Every situation, no matter how difficult, becomes an opportunity for growth. The obstacle transforms into the path. This transformation lies at the heart of Stoic wisdom. Life, unpredictable and imperfect, cannot be made free of challenge. But reaction can be refined until it no longer adds to suffering. The Stoic test serves as a constant reminder that peace is an inner state, independent of what occurs outside. It is built moment by moment, question by question, through conscious choice. The three questions also cultivate humility. They remind that control is limited, that perfection in virtue is a journey, and that perspective reveals how small the self is in the vast order of nature. This humility frees the mind from pride and despair alike. When praised, the Stoic remains grounded. When blamed, the Stoic remains steady. Balance replaces extremes. In practice, the Stoic test mirrors the rhythm of nature itself, calm, deliberate, and self-sustaining. Just as the sea remains untroubled beneath its surface, the disciplined mind remains tranquil beneath the waves of circumstance. Each question deepens that stillness, the first through acceptance, the second through wisdom, the third through perspective. Through this daily examination, life becomes lighter. The weight of offense, disappointment, and uncertainty diminishes. The mind learns to see clearly, act rightly, and let go peacefully. This is not indifference but enlightenment, the understanding that nothing external can disturb what is governed by reason. In the end, the Stoic test is not merely a method of reaction, but a philosophy of existence. It teaches that every event is an invitation to virtue, every obstacle a chance for mastery, and every emotion an opportunity for understanding. The one who practices this discipline lives not as a victim of circumstance, but as a participant in harmony with nature's order. To live this way is to embody the essence of Stoicism: calm in the face of chaos, strength in the face of adversity, and wisdom in the face of uncertainty. The world continues to move, unpredictable and vast, yet the mind remains steady, anchored by three simple questions that lead unfailingly to peace.